We are going to talk about variables today, and also we are going to talk about output using print function, and we are going to talk about data types. So the type of data we can use in Python is very important for us to know the type of data we are working with. In case of the future use, we can avoid errors. So now let's start with assigning a variable. That is variable assignment, where we are going to assign name a variable and also assign it to a name called John. So this is a typical example of variable assignment. And when you are assigning a variable, you need to use a quote. You can use what quotation, either double quote or a single quote, to assign a variable for you to print out the variable on your screen that you already assigned. So you can use print function as you are seeing now. You can use print function and also put the name, that is the variable, inside a bracket, which is a bracket as you are seeing now. As you are seeing on my screen, we have a variable name, which is John, printed on my screen. This is a fixed example of how you can assign a variable. So let's go ahead now and test and assign another variable, which we call age. So this variable, as you are seeing, I name it age and assign 20 to the name. Also, we are going to print out this one and see what we are going to have on our screen as an output. Also, you can use the print. That is the way that you can use how you can print out what you have in Python on your screen. So as you are seeing now, we have a variable age, which is 20, being printed on the screen. Let's go ahead now and assign another variable called height and assign it to a numbers. In this case, in this example, we are going to assign it to a number in decimal, and we are going to print it out also to see the output of that variable. Okay, so let's run the code and see. So as you can see, also I have 1.234 on my screen also being displayed. So after this I just did two things at a go. I assign a variable and I also print it out. So now let's see what we are calling a data type and how a data type is. And so let's first check the data types. We have four data types that we are going to talk here in this. We have a string data type. Okay, before the data type, let's talk about output. We can also have an output. Even if we do not assign it to any variable, we can use a print function, but any word that we want to print out on our screen, we need to put it inside a quotation. That is, we need to put it, use a print function. As you are seeing now, I use print function and quotation, and I print out hello world. So that is a way that you can print it out. You can also print a text and also a variable using print function, but the text can be in, you need to be in in quotes, then follow separated by comma, and also the name of the variable. So you see, I also print out the first variable that I already assigned. Python used to execute a task step by step, one after the other. That is from the beginning to the bottom. As you are seeing, I printed John again, and I have John at the bottom because the line of text that say print John is at the bottom and at the first place. So as I said now, you can also print a text, right, using what with a variable the same way. Now you see I printed my name, so, and also that is the text and name. So there is something that is going on now. If you look at my first bracket there, it is showing a red line underline, a zigzag red line. It's telling me that something is wrong there. So as I print it out, as the output now is showing what a an error message, that is invalid syntax. So I did not separate this with comma. Now separating with comma, let me print it out and see whether it will be okay. Now as you are seeing the first bracket there, the red line underline, that zigzag red line is no longer there. So you see now it runs perfectly without any error message. So that is how you can achieve that also. So you see now when I remove the comma, and there it is showing that red line, a zigzag red line on there. So when we put it back, then the red line will disappear. You see it. So it's telling you that this already been corrected. Okay, now let's jump to the data types. Data types tells Python what kind of values is stored in a variable. We have different data types. In programming. Here are the most important beginner data types that we have, which is what uh, integer. We have a float, and we have string, and we also have a boolean data type, which is a bool. So the string data type and the float data type are also the integer data type and the float data type are all numbers. So if you look at it now, I did not put it inside any quotation. I did not use any quotation mark, and it works perfectly. But the first one, because it's string, I need to put it in a quote. So let's print out the data type of the name using print function and type. So inside my print function, you see I use what type, and also I put the name of my variable, which is I assign it to name, uh, inside the bracket also. And as I print it out, you see this data type name is in class what str, that is a string. Str, that is a string data type. So let's go ahead and do the same with the remaining and see what we are going to have as an output. So which data type do we have, or we are working with? So now the age data type, let's look at it and see what type of data is that, and also the height data type. Let's look at it and see which data type is that. So let's run the code and see. As you are seeing now, class str, class integer, and class float. So the float is any number that is with decimal, any number with decimal. If you use a number in a Python, for example, you are running a code that is to print out something or to accept data. Let's say the data is you set it while running the code, while writing the code in what in integer, and then someone come and put it in float. So the code entirely is going to crash. And also we can use is instance also is another method of checking the data type, but this time around it is not going to print out the data type because you are asking the Python, or you are asking in your code which type of data is that. So that is, we use print is instance in bracket name separated by comma and str. So as you see now, the output is true because this data type is in what class str. So let's do the same with h and c. Let's leave it with the let's leave it as the str, or let's put the integer and see what we are going to have as an output. So let's do the same with the height and see what we are going to have as the output. For this time around, let's put it in the data type that is not true and see what we are going to have as an output. As you see now, the height is plot bar. So but let's okay, let's run it as the plot and see what you are going to have as an output. So you see true, 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 because this one is a class str, class integer, and class float. So let's change it and see what you are going to have as an output. I changed the name to integer and I changed the h to str. So you see false, false, then true, because this name is not integer, is what is str, and the h is not str, uh, is integer, and that plate also. Let's do something and let's try something and see, put integer and see what you are going to have as an output this time around. You see now it's all false, 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 because all they are not the class I am asking whether they are. They were not, so they are going to be a false, because I, as I said that it is asking whether it is the class of that data, which is not. So I think this will be the end of this class or this session, and I hope we all understand how you can assign a variable, and also how you can print out something on your screen, and also how you can check the data type using what type, and also using its instance. So if it is an instance of integer, it will print out true. If it's an instance of what, of not integer, then it will what, print out a false, telling you that this is not an integer. So thank you very much for your time, and till we meet in the next session. Goodbye.